titles exhibit the same qualities
This was
as
such
their
a meme.
real-life
I never even heard of
counterparts,
this game.
with things like appropriate reflectiveness and light scattering.
This game dropped during my League of
While all these
Legends era,
techniques
so
look
no
incredible
game that
in-game,
released in
the
that
Order's true
time
legacy
frame
has been defined by
even
developer
existed to
Ready
me.
at Dawn's willingness to spigot.
Yeah, like
There's
no game that released from, I want to say, like 2012 until like 2016. Like, I didn't play any video game from 2012 to 2016 that wasn't League of Legends. Like, I'm not even kidding. I played nothing. No major releases, nothing. No, it was League of Legends. That was it. That was like the only game I played for those 4 years. Like, I did not play, like, any AAA game that dropped in that time.
Telling how many games have since utilized Ready
It was
at
just
Dawn's
League.
development pipelines. Their single-minded focus on creating the best-looking game ever, blazing
So,
the way
like,
for...
basically any game that dropped in that time frame, I have no idea, okay? I have absolutely no idea. Like, I will not have heard of it. I will not have played it. I won't. Well, so what happened was I got a PC. Well, I had a gaming laptop, I think, at first. Or I don't remember exactly. I had a laptop at first that I played League on, and then I got my first PC to play League on. But the thing was, I didn't have a lot of money. So the laptop that I had to play League on couldn't play any game other than League. What a lot of people don't realize is League of Legends, I think people do know this, but maybe people that don't play this game, people that don't play League don't know this. A fucking toaster could run League of Legends. Like, you can play League of Legends on anything. So the thing was, I had a PC that couldn't run. Like, I'm not gonna lie, chat, I don't even think I had a graphics card. Like, I unironically don't think my first PC had a graphics card. So I couldn't run any video game except for League of Legends. Nothing else worked, which means I couldn't play any game that wasn't League of Legends because I couldn't run anything. So for me, it was literally just League of Legends and Flash games. Was it a laptop with onboard graphics? Yeah, but even when I got a PC, I got a pre-built computer that, like, was dog shit. Like, it was utter dog shit. It was completely awful. It was awful. All it could run was League of Legends. So, yeah. I did play Minecraft. Yes, I did play Minecraft on my laptop. Yes, it was Minecraft. And then I quit Minecraft to play League of Legends.
Countless other developers to learn from their passion.
But yeah.
This will have to be their legacy. Just a few weeks ago, Ready at Dawn was shut down.
And I didn't have the modern console, right? Like, I didn't get console games because the thing was, once pirating, like, the only reason that I was able as a kid to play so many games was because we pirated them. Like, if not for pirating, I could not have grown up on video games. Like, that is the reality. If pirating didn't exist, I simply would not have been able to afford, like, to play games. I couldn't afford it. It would have been too expensive. So the problem was, when pirating stopped being a reality, I couldn't afford to get, like, games. Like, when a new video game would drop, I couldn't just buy it. Like, I think the last game that I remember buying the physical copy of was Halo Reach. And after Halo Reach, like, I didn't buy any other games because that shit was too expensive. Like, it was like $60. That shit was way too expensive. I couldn't afford that. So yeah, like, the PS2 era was, like, the PS2 era was so special, in my opinion, not really because the PS2 era had the best games, because it didn't. I think the PS2 era was the best era for games because it was one of the most accessible times for video games, for broke kids. Because nowadays, I think, like, video games are way more accessible nowadays because consoles are cheaper relatively than ever. Games are cheaper relatively than they've ever been. A TV, a monitor to play your games on is cheaper than it's ever been. Like, video games are more accessible than ever. You can play phone games. You can play on a fucking iPad. You can play a video game. It's so much easier to get access now. You can still pirate. Pirating is easier than before now. So, but back 20 years ago, like, back pre-PS2 era, if you wanted to play, like, if you wanted to, like, play a Nintendo, like, an NES game, you had to be, like, pretty wealthy. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't think, like, people that grew up playing, like, Nintendo 64 or whatever, like, I think those are pretty, like, upper middle class people that grew up on that console. Because, like, I don't know how you could afford that shit for the most part if you weren't, like, if you didn't have, like, a decent income. I don't know. Like, my parents bought one PlayStation 2, and then they bought no games after getting the PlayStation 2. It wasn't until the Xbox 360 dropped that my parents started buying me video games. But then what ended up happening was, like, I got video games for my birthday and for Christmas. And my birthday and Christmas are 1 week apart, which means I got video games for my birthday. I got video games for Christmas. Sorry, that's it, right? Realistically, I just got video games for Christmas. So, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. Hello. We're talking about how expensive old games were as we watched this video game. But so the thing was, just to catch you guys up, what I'm talking about is how back in the PlayStation 2 era, you could pirate games. That was the meta back then. And if pirating PS2 games, like, didn't exist, if that wasn't an option, then the reality is I could not have afforded to grow up on video games. Like, that was the reality. Because video games back then were fucking expensive. They were massively expensive. And so what ended up happening, thank you, that's so sweet. That's very sweet. So what ended up happening was, when I reached the era of, like, 2010, 2011, I just moved to Canada. My family just emigrated to Canada, and we couldn't sell our house. A recession had hit. There was a recession, if you remember. You might have heard of it. This, funny little thing that happened in 2008. Times were hard, and having the spare money to, like, fork out for video games was, not really a thing. And pirating games wasn't really a thing on, like, the Xbox 360 the way it was on the PlayStation. So I had a laptop, and I had League of Legends, and I had Minecraft, which I got in beta for, I think, $10 for the beta version of Minecraft. I had Minecraft, and I had free-to-play League of Legends. And those are my video games. And my laptop, my piece of shit $200 laptop, could not run anything beyond that. And when I upgraded from my laptop to a computer, my few $100 more computer, by the way, that shit couldn't run any video games except League of Legends and Minecraft. And that was it. And it wasn't until I almost want to say, like, I was in university. When I was in university, I think I was 21, at this point. I think when I was, like, 21 or 22, I was working, I had a job, I finally had the money to build myself a PC. And I made myself a respectable first PC. It was respectable. I asked my friends who were, they'd built their own PCs before, and I had them pick me out the parts and stuff, and we made a good PC. And it was respectable. And when I got that PC, you know what I did? You know what the first thing I did when I got that PC was? I torrented Assassin's Creed Black Flag, okay? I torrented Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I torrented fucking Fallout, and I started torrenting all these fucking games, okay? I started fucking torrenting them because I couldn't afford them still. That's the important thing. Even when I got the good PC, I couldn't afford the video games, but I could play them. And that was what was important, because with the old PC and the old laptop, even if I torrented those games, I couldn't run them. But with finally my gaming PC, my actual good, I made it myself, actual good gaming PC, I could play games. And you know what happened that year, chat? You know what happened that year? You know what happened? I was addicted to League of Legends, and I built that PC thinking to myself, when I built that PC, I thought to myself, I will build this PC and all I'm going to do is play League of Legends on that PC. But you know what happened? You know what happened, chat? When I finally had a piece of hardware that could run something that wasn't League of Legends, I quit the game. That was it. I left and I started playing actual good video games because I could play them. So League of Legends is the crack cocaine of video games, okay? League of Legends is it is the fentanyl of gaming, is what it is. It is rampaging our low income families. It is destroying our middle class. And that's that's the reality. If I could have afforded video games back when I had, back then, I would have. It's destroying the family unit. Exactly. If I could have afforded to play different video games, I would have never, I mean, I would have played it, but I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, that was a crazy rant. But it's, everything I said is 100% true, and it's factual. It's absolutely factual. That's the reality.
Owned by its parent company, Meta, just another casualty in our continuous culling of industry talent. The search
And of course, nowadays I'm an adult, right? So I have my own PC. I can play whatever the fuck I want. I have money. I don't torrent games anymore because I can, if I want a game, if I really want a game, I'll just buy it. I didn't buy Black Myth Wukong because the game is like $70 and I'm not that interested. But I'm not against dropping $70 for a game, okay? I dropped $100 on World of Warcraft like 5 days ago, right? Like, if I'm interested, I'll just buy the game, right? My PC can run pretty much any game now. I don't know how much longer that'll last before games start really outpacing even what my PC can handle, but I can run any game, and if I want it, I buy it, right? Video games are an adult hobby. People say video games are for kids. I disagree. It's for people that can afford to fucking play them.
Best looking game ever is Eternal, Sisyphean. Is it now Cyberpunk with its beautifully bounced lighting? Red Dead...
Can I be honest about Cyberpunk real quick? I didn't play Cyberpunk and ever think to myself, this is the best looking game I've ever played. Now, in the defense of Cyberpunk, I started playing that game when the DLC dropped, which was a couple years after release, I think. So, in the defense of Cyberpunk, I didn't play it like day one release, so I'm comparing its graphics, which would have already been outdated, to other stuff. But like, when I was playing Cyberpunk, I was never, the graphics never blew me away. They never, made me go, wow, right? They never wowed me, ever. Literally, ever did they wow me. But I knew they were good. I know the game looks good, but it didn't, knock me on my ass, right? And Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption looks good. I think this game looks great. But I played it, 6 years? How many years has Red Dead Redemption 2 been out? And I didn't so it's not getting the fairest chance ever, but the graphics of The graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't like wow me either. Yeah, 6 years old. Yeah, which I mean, obviously that's fair, right? I can't expect a 6-year-old game to like floor me with graphics, but yeah. It's been 7 minutes of video in the last hour. You're joking. You're
Redemption 2,
kidding me,
with its
bro.
unbelievable atmospheric effects and absurdly detailed interiors. For me, at present, it's Hellblade 2.
There's
with
no
eyes
shot.
and
There's no way.
faces
There's no way.
imbued
There's
with
no
a
way.
life unlike anything I've seen